Hey guys, what's up? It's Erica. Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, make sure to subscribe because I am posting every single day for the month of February. For today's video, I was inspired by Cal Poly alumni's Instagram stories for the day. My friend sent them to me and she was like, have you ever done a video talking about the traditions at Cal Poly? And I was like, no, I've actually never done that. Yeah, for today's video, I'm just gonna talk about traditions and just things that I feel like are on everybody's slow bucket list of what you want to do at least once. There are a few things on here that I never got the chance to do, but I wish I did do. If you've been accepted to Cal Poly or want to go to Cal Poly or just are interested in what life is like there, and just fun stuff that a lot of students do, that's what this video is going to be about. And some of these you might want to add to your own list. My friends and I, for our senior year, we created a bucket list of things we wanted to do before graduating from Cal Poly because SLO is just such a unique area, so there was just a lot of stuff we wanted to experience before graduating. I'm also gonna insert some pictures of my time at Cal Poly and doing these things. So the first one is hiking the P. Even if you don't like hiking, this is one of the easiest hikes, and I feel like it's one of the first things that most people do on campus. The P is literally this giant P. I think it stands for Poly. It's literally right behind the Sierra Madre dorms. It's a very easy hike. It's a little steep, but especially freshman year, it is very convenient to go to. So that is definitely a must, even if you don't like hiking. Most people who go to Cal Poly have done that hike at least once. The next one is also a hike. It is the Serenity Swing hike. This hike is located behind Cal Poly. Cal Poly owns a bunch of hills. They also used to have a trampoline. Somebody put a trampoline out there and that was really fun. Serenity Swing hike probably took 3 hours in total, but we also didn't really know where we were going. There's tons of Cal Poly students who were doing it all the time, so you won't get lost or anything, but that's definitely a cool hike. And if you're able to do it, it's definitely something cool to experience at least once. The next thing I have is going to SLO Doco. SLO Doco stands for Slow Donut Company, and it's just this really popular donut company in SLO. They have really different donuts. I love sweets, I love cookies, I love all that, but just donuts are not necessarily my go-to, but it's definitely a really cool place to hang out, and I feel for everyone's birthday you just get them that. It's very easy and it's just the known spot. It's probably a 15-minute walk from campus if you're walking from the dorms, maybe a little longer depending on where you're coming from campus, but that's a very, very popular spot. The next thing is the tradition of the 21st bar crawl. I'm sure bar crawls are super common everywhere. I don't know why, but I feel especially in SLO they have a very unique bar crawl. Well, first, bars are incredibly difficult to get into if you have a fake ID. So I know a lot of my friends who went to different colleges were easily able to get into their local bars because their fake IDs would work, but in SLO I don't think many people, if any, can use their fake ID to get in places, just because it is a college town, so they're very aware that underage kids are trying to get in. So when you're 21, it's a big deal because you haven't been to the bars yet. And I can insert photos of bar crawl posters and everything. They're just the classic drinks that are almost on everyone's bar crawl list, the bull sweat, which there might be a raw egg in that one. You stand up on the bar and do that one, but basically it's just a list of 21 items that you're supposed to check off within the night. Obviously if you have nice friends, they don't put too many drinks and they include water and stuff like that, but there's also funny stuff call your 21st contact, put a piece of gum on the bubblegum alley wall, which is a bubblegum wall in downtown. There's just a bunch of pieces of gum on it. Late night Taco Bell run, but that's definitely a super fun thing that I feel most people really look forward to at Cal Poly. It's just it's a huge coming of age moment there. The next thing is something that I never did and I wished I did do. It is bike night. Bike night happens the first Thursday of every month, and it's basically a huge amount of people get together. I think they meet kind of close to downtown and you just ride your bikes around, and it's a huge, probably hundreds of students, and not even students, but just people I think who live in SLO participate in it too. But they just all bike around SLO. They have like a lot of lights on and like music playing, and it's just like a fun thing that people like to do and have fun doing. I always wanted to do it, but I had a bike in SLO, but it was like a cruiser bike, and I literally never rode it once because SLO is pretty hilly, so I feel like a cruiser wouldn't have really been a good bike to ride around SLO. Looking back, I wish I would have ridden it or got like a different bike to ride because it's such a pretty place to ride your bike. It's a pretty bike friendly place. The next thing I have is the tri-tip challenge. I actually did this challenge with my sister right before I graduated. The tri-tip challenge is doing the 3 very popular hikes in SLO, which is Bishop's Peak, Madonna, and the P, and you do all those 3 and then you finish it off with a tri-tip sandwich from Firestone. We didn't do that part because my sister wasn't eating meat at the time. I think it took us about 4 hours. I actually have a video of us doing that whole hike if you guys want to see it. The next thing I have is the Santa Barbara versus Cal Poly soccer game. That is one of the most hyped events of the year. I've mentioned this in past videos about Cal Poly, but we do not have a good football team, so we do kind of lack on tailgates and school spirit at sports events, but the Santa Barbara soccer game is the event of the fall. Everyone goes, it's a huge party. The next thing I have is farmers market downtown every single Thursday. They have fresh produce and then vendors, like food vendors and like people selling things. They also sometimes will have like somebody singing or musical numbers or something like that, something fun. Definitely this was something super fun to go to freshman year. After a while, like it kind of wears off, but it is cool that every Thursday night there's a farmer's market. A lot of people at Cal Poly don't have class on Friday either, so like it's kind of the beginning of the weekend for a lot of people, so it's fun to like start off there. You can get dinner downtown, and then it just kind of starts off your weekend. Then the last thing actually doesn't exist anymore, but it's line dancing at the Grad, which the Grad was this like event space that ended up closing down, I think because of COVID. But I feel like in some capacity somebody will remake it because it's super fun. Even if you're not into country music, I'm not really into country music very much or anything, but it was just like definitely an experience, and there are people who take it very, very seriously, and it's just like fun to go and experience that scene at least once. So I hope that they have like some version of that. Or if not, you guys can start it. So those are all the things that came to mind when I was writing down this list. Comment if you guys can think of like more things that are must-dos in SLO or something that you like wished you did that everyone was doing at Cal Poly. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow in my next video.